Okay, today we are starting with our next half of the chapter rotational dynamics. First half we already finished, that is circular motion, and next half is rotational motion. What we want to discuss first here is what is the difference between circular motion and rotational motion. Okay, so as we already discussed here, circular motion is nothing but motion of an object along the circumference of circle. Okay, so you can see here that object is moving here along the circumference of circle. Okay, so this is circular motion. Okay, when we consider rotational motion is nothing but object that is as a whole is rotating about certain fixed axis of rotation. Circular motion, that is object is moving along the circumference of circle. Okay, it is following certain circular path, and in rotational motion the object is rotating about certain axis of rotation. Okay, in this case what is the difference? The body which is performing rotational motion, if we consider all the particles of body here, all the particles of body are actually in circular motion, that is particles are revolving in circular path of different radii. Okay, all the particles are revolving in circular motion, and this circular motion is having different radius for each given particle. So if you locate the centers of all circular path of all the particles of body, you will come to the actually one and single straight line, that is known as axis of rotation. So body as a whole is rotating about certain given axis of rotation, but the particle are actually in circular motion. So all the particles are revolving in circular motion or circular path of different radii. If you coincide centers of all circular path, you will come to the straight line, that is nothing but axis of rotation. So there is the difference between circular motion and rotational. Similarly, you can see here axis of rotation for a wheel. So wheel is rotating about certain given axis of rotation in clockwise direction, and here circular motion we consider in anti-clockwise direction. Circular motion is nothing but again a motion of particle or an object along the circumference of circle, and rotational motion is nothing but object is rotating about given axis of rotation, so that all the particles of object are moving in a circular path or following a circular path of different radii. So radius or centers of all that circular path are located on the same straight line, that is known as axis of rotation. So hopefully you have got now the idea what is the difference between circular motion and rotational motion. Okay, as you want to study here rotational motion, first thing, that is the first term which comes into consideration is rigid body. What do you mean by rigid body? Mostly we consider solid body as a rigid body, but rigid body is actually idealization of a body which actually does not deform or change in shape under the action of force. Okay, so that is actually ideal situation. So we can define, that is rigid body is nothing but a collection of particles with the property that the distance between particles remains unchanged during the course of motion of the body. Okay, that is we consider different particles of body, and the distance between these particles will remain unchanged or will remain constant under the action of external force, or you will call under the course of motion of the body. So any solid body, mostly in practical situation, we can consider as rigid body. Okay, now here second term that comes here is moment of inertia to study the rotational motion. So first you have to know what you mean by inertia. Inertia is nothing but the term which shows that the body is having natural tendency to remain or to maintain the state of rest or to maintain the state of motion. Okay, that is what you mean by inertia. Inertia is nothing but a natural tendency of an object or of the object to remain at rest, or if moving to continue its motion. That is, body is having natural tendency to maintain its state of motion or state of rest. So tendency of body to resist any change in their state of motion or rest is known as inertia. Okay, that is body keeps on doing what it is doing. Okay, so inertia, again here we consider the property of body that resists change in the body's condition of rest or of motion with constant velocity. Similarly, you can consider here that is body opposes the change in the motion or opposes the change in the state of body. If it is moving, it will keep on moving. If it is at rest, it will remain at rest. So this is nothing but natural tendency of body, which is known as inertia. That is, body will resist the change in its state. Okay, now next, suppose we consider daily life example. So here we consider a glass that is covered with the cardboard and a coin is kept here. So if we flip the cardboard here, what will happen to the coin? So coin is actually here going inside the, or coin falls inside the glass. Why here? Because coin is having the property of inertia, that is it will try to maintain its state of rest. So it will be here remain at the state of rest, and but due to the gravity it will fall into the glass. So this is nothing but example of inertia. Similarly, if you consider two buckets, we consider here one bucket is empty, one bucket is full of sand. So obviously the bucket which is full of sand is heavier here, that is it will be difficult to push. Okay, so that is, it is related to mass. So inertia of the body, or inertia of the bucket which is heavier here will be larger, and inertia of the bucket which is empty here will be smaller. Okay, so that is actually related to mass. So inertia is nothing but measurement of mass. So body, if it is heavy, it will be having larger inertia. If it is light, it will be having smaller inertia. So it will be difficult to push the bucket full of sand. Okay, so this shows nothing but example of inertia here. Okay, next term. So inertia, you already know the term which is related here for rotational motion. To study the rotational motion is moment of inertia. What do you mean by moment of inertia? So we already know inertia, this term is actually we are using in linear motion. When we consider body is moving in linear motion, that body will object or resist the change in the state. Okay, that will be having natural tendency to oppose the change in its state. Okay, so that is known as inertia, that is related to linear motion. Okay, when we consider inertia in relation with the rotational motion, that inertia is known as moment of inertia. That is, you can call it as rotational inertia, that is related to the inertia in rotational motion. Okay, that is the measurement of inertia of body in rotational motion. So moment of inertia is the physical quantity which will measure the rotational inertia of the body in rotational motion. So it is actually denoted by capital I. Okay, and the formula here is mr square. M is the mass of the body, r is the distance from the axis of rotation. Okay, so what is moment of inertia? It is nothing but product of mass and r, that is the distance from the axis of rotation. Okay, so I equal to mr square. Similarly, you can consider here moment of inertia is actually nothing but analogous to the mass in linear motion. Okay, so as we consider mass in linear motion, we can consider moment of inertia in rotational motion. That is, moment of inertia is analogous to the mass in linear motion. Okay, that is playing the role of mass. That is, moment of inertia is nothing but inertia in rotational motion. Similarly, you can consider here moment of inertia of a rigid body. When we consider a rigid body having particles, suppose we could consider particles, suppose we consider large number of particles, suppose we consider n number of particles of body, we can consider different masses of body, that is m1, m2, likewise m3, m4, likewise up to mn. So these are the masses of particles of body Okay, so distance of these masses from axis of rotation we can consider r1, r2, r3, likewise rn. So when we consider particle wise distribution of body, so if you are defining in this case moment of inertia, so this moment of inertia is given by, if you are writing here, suppose moment of inertia denoted by I, so I equal to summation of all the products of mass and square of the distance from axis of rotation will be nothing but moment of inertia. So I equal to, for first particle it will be m1r1 square, for second particle m2r2 square, for third particle m3r3 square, likewise for last particle you can write mn square. Summation of all these term will be nothing but give total moment of inertia of body. So in generalization you can write your expression summation I goes to 1 to n mi ri square. So this is nothing but formula for moment of inertia for the body or rigid body having n number of particles. Similarly, if we consider single particle, that is single mass, point mass, and suppose this point mass is at a distance r from axis of rotation, you can write your expression I equal to mr square. When we consider rigid body having n number of particle, you can write summation mi ri square. Okay, as we already know, so the moment of inertia of any rotating body is defined as the summation of the sum of product of mass of particles and the square of distance from and the square of their distances from axis of rotation, that is summation mi ri square. And for the single particle you can write m r square. Similarly, if you consider here continuous distribution of particle, that is, as before we consider particle wise distribution, that was discrete distribution of particle. When we consider continuous distribution of body, so you can consider that is the body is made up of n number of elements or number of elements. All the elements are having mass dm and the distance of element from axis of rotation is r. In that case, when we consider continuous distribution of particle, moment of inertia you can define in terms of integral. So I will be equal to integral r square dm. Dm is the mass of the element, r is the distance of element from axis of rotation. Okay, so we consider here three formulas. For point mass it will be I equal to mr square, like this. Here we already know. For rigid body, when we consider discrete distribution of particles, we can write I equal to summation mi ri square. When we consider continuous distribution of particle, we can write I equal to integral r square dm. Dm is the mass of elements of particles. We consider element, that is body is divided into n elements of identical mass dm. So when we talk about here moment of inertia is nothing but sum of product of mass of each particle and the square of its distance from axis of rotation. So this is the proper definition of moment of inertia. This you have to remember, because definition of moment of inertia can be asked to you. So this is proper definition. So you will remember sum of the product of mass of each particle and the square of its distance from axis of rotation, that is nothing but moment of inertia of rotating body. So SI unit, as you already know the formula, I is equal to mr square. So SI unit will be kilogram for m. For r square it will be meter square, so kilogram meter square. CGS unit will be gram centimeter square. So related dimension here will be m1 l2 t0. So moment of inertia, on which factor moment of inertia depends? So as you know in the formula, moment of inertia depends on mass, moment of inertia depends on distance of particle from axis of rotation. So if question is asked here for 2 marks, on what factors moment of inertia depends, what you will write here? So you have to write moment of inertia depends upon the following factors, that is mass. Mass is nothing but actually related to shape and size of body. Next here, distance from axis of rotation. So you can consider distribution of mass in body about an axis of rotation. And similarly, with the position of axis of rotation, moment of inertia changes. So you can write your third point as position and orientation of axis of rotation. Okay, so hopefully you will remember. So moment of inertia, that is moment of inertia can be known as MI, moment of inertia. So it is depending upon mass, shape and size of body, distribution of mass in the body about axis of rotation, position and orientation of axis of rotation. Now here next question mostly asked here is what is physical significance of moment of inertia. So question mostly asked for 2 marks. What you will write here, that is you will write what is the analogy between mass in linear motion and moment of inertia in rotational motion. So you already know the formula. To produce linear motion, certain external unbalanced force must apply on the body. So that force mostly according to Newton's second law we consider as F is equal to ma. Similarly in rotational motion, to produce turning effect or to produce rotational motion, external agent which is required here is known as unbalanced torque. What is torque? We will discuss in certain later topic in detail, but for now you can consider that is the external agent which will give turning effect to the body, that is to give rotational motion to the body. So here the unbalanced torque is applied to produce rotational motion here. So formula here for torque is actually tau equal to I alpha. I is nothing but moment of inertia, alpha is angular acceleration. So if you compare both the equation, F is equal to ma and tau equal to I alpha, you can consider F is the force which is responsible here for linear motion and torque here is the force which is responsible here for rotational motion. Similarly, A is linear acceleration, alpha is angular acceleration. So comparing both the equation, you can write m is comparable with the moment of inertia. That is, moment of inertia in rotational motion plays the same role as that of mass does in linear motion. So this is known as physical significance of moment of inertia. You can change your examples of equation here. Instead of F is equal to ma and tau equal to I alpha, you can take any other equation in linear motion and comparatively in rotational motion. Okay, so what is the conclusion here? What is your interpretation from this discussion here? Moment of inertia plays same role in rotational motion as that of mass or body does in linear motion. Okay, so this is your full answer for 2 marks question. If question is asked what is physical significance of moment of inertia. Similarly, if you study here analogy between rotational and linear motion. Okay, so in linear displacement mostly we denote x or s. Angular displacement is theta always, you already know. Linear velocity is v, angular velocity omega. Linear acceleration a, angular acceleration alpha. Force here mostly we write F. Torque here will be tau. Mass is small m, moment of inertia capital I. Translational kinetic energy we already know, half mv square. Rotational kinetic energy will be I omega square. We will derive it later. So this is all about today's lecture. Okay, we will start our next lecture for next applications of moment of inertia.